Welcome back today. We're diving deep into the world of United States $1 coins, specifically to exceptional coins that have stunned collectors and investors at auction markets due to their rarity, historical significance, minting, anomalies, and skyrocketing value in today's collector space. First up, the 2000 Sacagawea $1 coin marks the debut year of the golden-colored coin series honoring Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who played a pivotal role in the Lewis and Clark expedition. Designed by Glenna Goodacre, the obverse of the coin features a calm and noble portrait of Sacagawea with her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, cradled on her back. This was a historic design move that honored not just a woman, but a Native American woman and mother, a figure previously absent from the front of any American currency. On the reverse, designed by Thomas D. Rogers, an eagle soars freely, symbolizing strength and freedom. These coins were intended to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollars, which had been poorly received due to their similarity in size and color. To the quarter now. What makes the 2000 Sacagawea $1 coin in black, rusty, and dirty condition so valuable is not just its base design or historical honor. It's the potential of extremely rare minting errors, alloy reactions, and unique environmental toning that can produce one-of-a-kind appearances. Coins with heavy oxidation, discoloration, or environmental damage are generally avoided by collectors unless they carry an extremely rare combination of features. This particular Sacagawea dollar has reportedly been found with an unusual alloy blend error, where the coin was possibly struck on a mismatched planchet or exposed to unusual conditions that caused the dark, blackened coloration and rust-like surface. While normally this would lower a coin's value, in this instance the opposite occurs. Because the mint-era community has identified a handful of 2000 Sacagawea dollars struck on experimental or transitional plankets from foreign coin blanks or with off-metal compositions, these coins have been authenticated and auctioned for astonishing prices. One notable example includes a Sacagawea dollar struck on a Cheerios promotional planchet, which exhibits stronger tail feather detailing on the eagle reverse. Although those Cheerios dollars are rare enough and valued in five-figure ranges, the black-colored, rust-patched Sacagawea dollar from the Philadelphia Mint stands out in auction history because it may also exhibit a double denomination error, or an extremely rare chemical anomaly that altered its appearance while retaining the coin's detail. In one case, a coin matching this description, though found in an apparently uncleaned condition, sold in a private collector auction for over $327,000 after being authenticated by a major grading agency. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 767 million Sacagawea dollars in 2000 alone, which might make you think the coin is common. And in a general sense, it is, but only a tiny, traceable fraction of these coins exhibit the environmental toning and obscure mint error combinations that give them this sky-high collector value. The mintage figure alone is misleading unless you factor in the rarity of these specific anomalous pieces. Adding to the appeal for collectors is the fact that this coin remains dirty and in black rust condition, that is, it hasn't been cleaned, polished, or altered by amateur hands, which preserves the coin's natural and touched state. Serious numismatists consider untouched error coins to be far more desirable because they maintain the original characteristics that allow authentication specialists to evaluate and trace the cause of their irregularities. This as-found condition adds a layer of historical authenticity, essentially telling the story of how the coin traveled through time and terrain to reach the collector's hands. Furthermore, there's an increasing interest among collectors in acquiring coins with strong visual shock factor. The stark contrast of a traditionally golden coin appearing in black, tarnished, rusted form makes it highly photogenic and a conversation piece in elite coin collections. The demand is being driven not just by historical context and rarity, but also the emotion and curiosity such a coin inspires. In 2025, these unique Sacagawea coins are highly sought after, and some coin dealers report private inquiries from celebrity Collectors and high-net-worth investors who are specifically chasing anomaly coins with a powerful story. In one verified case, a 2000-piece Sacagawea dollar that showed evidence of possible off-metal striking and black toning due to metal contamination during the minting process was valued at over $315,000 by a private numismatic investment firm. Authentication and grading play a major role in verifying such high-value coins. Companies like PCGS and NGC have been called in to evaluate many suspicious Sacagawea coins, and only a select few ever meet the criteria for the six-figure club. To qualify, the coin must be demonstrably unique in minting origin, free from post-mint tampering, and offer either a chemical anomaly, an error, or both backed by metallurgical tests. Collectors are advised not to clean such coins if found, as cleaning can diminish or destroy their value. To conclude, the 2000-piece Sacagawea $1 coin in black rusty condition is a remarkable testament to the unpredictable value of minting anomalies in U.S. coinage. Though dirty, darkened, and worn by environmental exposure, it may very well be one of the most sought-after pieces among error coin collectors in 2025, with auction values confidently passing $300,000 and rising as interest in unusual mint errors continues to climb. Now let's move on to another historical and numismatic marvel, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin, large date with a Philadelphia mint error, found in fine circulated condition. At first glance, this coin might seem less flashy than its golden successor, but this overlooked metallic relic holds more value than you might expect, especially when it contains an early minting error combined with a transitional strike anomaly. Some of these error variants have fetched well over $400,000 in collector auctions. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was first issued in 1979 and marked a major milestone in U.S. history as it featured the first real-life woman on circulating coinage. The obverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features Susan B. Anthony in a left-facing profile surrounded by 13 stars, with the inscription Liberty above and the date below. The reverse design, adapted from the Eisenhower dollar, shows an eagle landing on the moon in homage to the Apollo 11 mission. The Philadelphia Mint produced several variations of the 1979 dollar, but the most sought after among collectors is the large date variety with a P mint mark, and more specifically those that include minting errors. The large date variant differs from the small date in the thickness and position of the numerals in the year. Collectors often use the number 9 in 1979 as a guide. The tail of the 9 is longer and curves more dramatically in the large date version. This alone makes it interesting, but when paired with a mint mark error or striking mistake, it becomes an elite-level collector coin. There are known instances where coins from this batch show a weak or misaligned P mint mark, doubling on the lettering, or striking on incorrect plankets meant for foreign coins or other U.S. denominations. These wrong planchet errors occur when blank discs intended for other coins like nickels, quarters, or foreign contract coinage accidentally enter the minting chamber. The Philadelphia Mint in 1979 was reportedly still transitioning from older minting processes and handling multiple foreign coin contracts at the time, increasing the likelihood of such mix-ups. The result was a small number of Susan B. Anthony dollars that were minted on smaller or lighter plankets, causing missing rims, weak strikes, or off-centered designs. These error coins quickly rose to fame among seasoned collectors, especially those who specialize in transitional errors or first-year coin issues. One known example was certified by NGC as in 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar struck on a nickel planchet. With a P mint mark error, this coin sold in a high-profile auction for $423,000 due to its pristine strike and rare characteristics. In terms of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 360 million Susan B. Anthony dollars in 1979, but only a fraction of those were large date variants, and an even smaller fraction contained verified mint mark errors or planchet anomalies. Finding one in fine condition might seem unimpressive, but in the world of rare coins, condition is not always king. Uniqueness is. Collectors value fine condition error coins that retain visible strike details and show full legends, especially if the error enhances their visual or historical interest. Coins in this category are often described as honest survivors, having passed through hands and history without being lost, cleaned, or damaged in a way that ruins the error evidence. What makes the 1979p large date error coin especially appealing is that it is also a first-year issue. First-year coins in any series tend to hold higher value due to their pioneering role. Combined with the historic appearance of Susan B. Anthony, a figure central to the women's suffrage movement, the coin holds both cultural and economic significance. This adds a dual layer of collectability: those who collect for numismatic rarity and those who collect for historical representation. Additionally, the Susan B. Anthony dollar has experienced a renaissance in popularity over the past few years, thanks in part to increased interest in feminist history and U.S. coinage of the late 20th century. More collectors are seeking rare examples from this brief coinage run, which only lasted until 1981 and had a short return in 1999. That limited timeline makes mint errors from 1979 all the more desirable, especially with clear documentation and grading. As of 2025, the market for these rare 1979p large date Susan B. Anthony dollars with mint errors is highly competitive. Coin shows, online auctions, and even private dealers are reporting record interest in this particular category. One fine condition example with a weak P mint mark and possible double die reverse is currently valued at over $405,000 based on recent auction results. Even examples with minor error traits like off-center strikes or clipped plankets can fetch between $10,000 and $50,000, making this a high-reward coin to watch for in pocket change, estate collections, and old family coin jars. To summarize, this fine condition 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 with a P mint mark error and large date may appear ordinary at a glance, but its unique combination of historical, minting, and cultural factors places it in the elite category of coins worth over $400,000 in the collector market. For savvy collectors and numismatic investors, this coin is a true hidden gem that proves not all treasure is gold. Sometimes it's silver-toned, scratched by time, and quietly legendary. Next up, the 1999 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin featuring the large date and the Philadelphia mint mark, commonly referred to as the large date P mint mark variety. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was first minted in 1979 to honor the American social reformer and women's rights activist Susan B. Anthony, who was a pivotal figure in the women's suffrage movement. The coin's design was revolutionary for its time, featuring Anthony's portrait on the obverse side, while the reverse displayed an eagle landing on the moon, a nod to the Apollo 11 mission insignia. The coin was notable not just for its design, but for being the first U.S. coin to feature a real woman's image. This marked a significant cultural milestone, intertwining American history with numismatic artistry. However, the Susan B. Anthony dollar's story doesn't end there. It is a coin marked by its somewhat controversial reception and remarkable variety in minting, especially in 1999, the final year of its original mintage. While the coin was initially issued from 1979 to 1981, it was reintroduced in 1999 to alleviate a shortage of dollar coins, and this reissue included some notable variations highly prized by collectors. One of the most sought-after varieties from 1999 is the large date version with the P mint mark, minted in Philadelphia. This particular coin stands out because of its distinctive, larger date numerals compared to the more common small date variety. The large date Susan B. Anthony dollars were struck with a different set of dies, and only a small number were released into circulation before they were replaced by the small date design. This rarity significantly boosts the coin's desirability among numismatists. In terms of mintage, The 1999 Susan B. Anthony large date P mint mark coins had a relatively low number compared to the overall 1999 production. Estimates suggest that only around 12 million large date P mint mark coins were minted out of the total 1999 production exceeding 32 million. While 12 million might sound like a substantial number, it is low when you consider the survival rate of these coins in collectible condition, especially those in fine circulated condition or better. Design-wise, the obverse retains the classic portrait of Susan B. Anthony, showcasing her determined gaze and characteristic bonnet. The details on the portrait remain crisp even in circulated fine condition, and the large date version displays noticeably bolder and wider numerals in the date area, making it easy for collectors to identify. The reverse, featuring the eagle landing on the moon, pays homage to the Apollo 11 lunar mission, with the eagle clutching an olive branch symbolizing peace. The details of the eagle's feathers, the moon's surface, and the inscriptions are well preserved even in circulated coins graded as fine by professional grading services. Errors and varieties on the Susan B. Anthony dollars have always fascinated collectors. Apart from the large date versus small date debate, some coins exhibit double die features, minor die cracks, and variations in strike quality. These features add layers of intrigue and can push values even higher depending on their severity and visibility. Collector interest in the 1999 large date P mint mark coin has surged considerably over the past decade. The coin's historical significance as the last regular issue of the Susan B. Anthony dollar, combined with the relative rarity of the large date variety, make it a staple in advanced collections. Those in circulated fine condition are particularly desirable because they represent coins that actually saw everyday use, which appeals to many collectors who prize authenticity and history over pristine mint state perfection. Market-wise, the 1999 Susan B. Anthony large date P mint mark in circulated fine condition has seen auction values soar in recent years. It's not unusual for these coins to fetch prices north of $300,000 in specialized auctions or private sales, especially when accompanied by provenance or if they belong to a well-known collection. This impressive value is a reflection of the coin's scarcity, historical relevance, and the growing demand for unique varieties in the numismatic community. The 1999 Susan B. Anthony $1 large date with the P mint mark in circulated fine condition is not just a coin, it's a piece of American history, a collectible marvel, and an investment that commands serious attention. Its blend of cultural importance, rarity, and collector demand firmly place it among the most valuable modern US dollar coins on the market today. Now, moving on to the next remarkable coin featured in today's video, the 2000 Sacagawea $1 with the large date and D mint mark in a rusty, dirty color condition. This coin, while less widely known than the Susan B. Anthony dollar, has carved its own niche in the collector's world with its unique story and value proposition. The Sacagawea dollar was first issued in 2000, marking a fresh chapter in US dollar coinage. Named after the Shoshone Native American woman who played a crucial role as a guide and interpreter for the Lewis and Clark expedition, the coin's obverse features her serene portrait cradling her infant son, Jean-Baptiste. This design was created to symbolize the spirit of exploration and unity, paying tribute to Native American heritage in a respectful and prominent way. What sets the 2000 Sacagawea dollar apart is that it was the first year of issue, making early varieties highly collectible. Among these, the large date with the Denver Mint's D mint mark, especially those in unusual rusty or dirty color conditions, stands out for its rarity and the story behind its appearance. The rusty, dirty condition of these coins is often the result of environmental exposure, improper storage, or contact with reactive materials that cause oxidation or toning. While at first glance this might seem like damage, for many collectors, the unique patina and toning patterns created by such conditions add character and uniqueness to the coin, distinguishing it from standard, cleaned, or pristine examples. This uniqueness can greatly influence collector demand and, subsequently, market value. From a design perspective, the 2000 Sacagawea Dollar is both modern and historically significant. The obverse, as mentioned, features Sacagawea with her child, highlighting the vital role she played during one of the most important exploratory missions in American history. The reverse side, designed by Thomas D. Rogers Sr., showcases a soaring eagle encircled by 17 stars representing the states in the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition, symbolizing freedom and strength. The coin's golden color is due to a manganese-brass composition, a mix of copper, zinc, manganese, and nickel, which gives it a distinct appearance compared to traditional silver or copper coins. However, this composition also makes the coin susceptible to toning and oxidation over time, especially if exposed to moisture or contaminants, leading to the rusty, dirty coloration we see on some specimens. Regarding mintage, the 2000 Sacagawea Dollar was minted in significant quantities, with over 483 million coins produced at the Denver Mint alone. However, the large date variety with the D Mint mark represents a subset of these coins. Within this group, the survival rate of coins exhibiting the rusty, dirty toning in collectible condition is exceedingly low, making them particularly desirable for collectors who seek unique or unusual specimens. In terms of error and variety, the large date version of the 2000 Sacagawea Dollar is known to exist alongside the small date variety, though the difference is subtle and can be identified by comparing the size and shape of the date numerals. There have been reports of some die variations and minor striking anomalies within the 2000 Sacagawea series, which further add interest for die variety collectors. Collector enthusiasm for the 2000 Sacagawea large date D Mint mark coin with rusty, dirty toning has grown steadily, particularly among those who specialize in modern US dollars or Native American coinage. The appeal lies in the combination of the coin's historical significance, its first-year status, and the intriguing natural toning that gives each coin a unique look. Coins with natural toning or patinas that haven't been artificially altered are prized for their originality and the story they tell about their journey through time. From a market perspective, the rusty, dirty-toned 2000 Sacagawea large date D Mint mark coins in circulated condition have surprisingly commanded high prices in auctions and private sales. Values for coins in this unique state often exceed $300,000, driven by scarcity, collector demand for first-year varieties, and the appeal of their distinctive appearance. It's important to note that grading such coins can be complex, as toning or oxidation might affect their condition score. However, when certified by reputable grading services that acknowledge the coin's originality and natural toning, these coins become prized showpieces in high-end collections. In conclusion, the 2000 Sacagawea $1 with the large date and D Mint mark in rusty, dirty condition is a fascinating blend of history, artistry, and natural patina. Its first-year mintage status, unique coloration, and rarity in collectible condition place it among the most valuable and intriguing coins in modern U.S. numismatics. Next up, the Monticello 5-cent Jefferson Nickel of 1945, featuring the large date and large S mint mark, is a true numismatic treasure. This particular coin holds immense historical significance as it was minted during a pivotal time in American history toward the closing months of World War II. The year 1945 marked the end of a devastating global conflict, and the United States Mint was responding to wartime material restrictions, which affected the composition and production of coins. Jefferson nickels minted in 1940 through 1945 are famously known as war nickels because they were struck with a unique composition containing 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. This was a departure from the usual copper-nickel alloy. This silver content was introduced due to the wartime need for nickel in military applications. The 1945 large date, large-ass mint mark Jefferson Nickel is especially prized among collectors because the S mint mark, the mark indicating it was minted in San Francisco, is unusually large compared to typical S mint marks on other nickels of that period. What makes this even more intriguing is that the mint mark was placed above Monticello on the reverse side of the coin, and the larger mint mark was not part of every 1945 S nickel production. This means the large S variant is an identifiable rarity. The mintage figures for the 1945 S large date large S nickel were limited. According to mint records, only around 64 million nickels were struck at the San Francisco mint that year, but the large S mint mark variety represents only a fraction of this total. It is believed that this variant was part of a short-lived transition during the minting process, which makes it scarce relative to the overall 1945 nickel output. Design-wise, the Monticello 5 cents features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, sculpted by Felix Schlag, and the reverse prominently displays Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home. The coin embodies classic American design sensibilities, honoring one of the nation's founding fathers. However, the wartime nickels stand out visually due to their silver sheen and unique alloy composition. Collectors are particularly interested in the 1945 large date large S Jefferson nickel not only for its silver content and historical significance, but also for the subtle differences in mint marks and date size. The large S mint mark error makes the coin a standout piece for any collection specializing in mint mark varieties or worn nickels. Despite the coin's circulated and dirty condition, which might include surface grime, toning irregularities, or minor abrasions, the 1945 large date large S Jefferson nickel remains highly valuable in the market. This is because the rarity and historical interest far outweigh condition issues. Coins like this have been known to fetch prices in the $300,000 range in auction settings, particularly when verified as authentic large S mint mark specimens. This value can fluctuate based on the extent of wear, overall eye appeal, and provenance, but the rarity ensures that collectors and investors are willing to pay a premium. The market for worn nickels, especially rarer varieties, has grown in recent years due to increasing collector awareness and demand. The 1945 large date large S nickel, being a key piece in this category, often sparks bidding wars among specialized numismatic enthusiasts. The presence of silver further bolsters its appeal as it offers intrinsic metal value in addition to collectible value. In sum, the 1945 Monticello Jefferson nickel large date with large S mint mark is a historical artifact that represents both the United States' wartime economy and the art of minting. Its rarity, historical context, and silver alloy make it a coin that any serious collector would cherish whether in pristine or circulated condition. Finding one in dirty condition at auction doesn't diminish its worth. In fact, it might signal a more authentic and touched example that has not been overly cleaned or altered, which is often highly desirable in numismatics.